Hi, I'm Renee and welcome to today's yoga class. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's focus for this particular flow is going to be hips and twists. So this is a really all levels friendly type of practice. And the only thing that you might want for this practice is a blanket to go underneath of your knees when we do cat-cows, just if you have sensitive knees, really for any reason. So we're going to start just seated. So you can find a comfortable cross-legged position. If you'd like, you can sit up on a block or you can roll up that blanket underneath of you. I like to sit up on a block because it's a little easier on the hips. And we're just going to find our space here. Take one hand to your heart and the other hand to your navel, to your belly. Go ahead and close your eyes and start to center your heart center, your heart space right over your hips. You might rock back and forth a little bit to find that space. And allowing the head to stack over the heart and really connecting to the breath here. Good, we'll start with some really easy breaths. So you can completely exhale all the breath out and then inhale, nice full breath, expansive breath into the belly, rib cage, chest, and then exhale, let that chest drop, rib cage drop, and belly drop in. Inhaling nose, belly, rib cage, chest rise. Exhaling chest, rib cage sink, navel sink. So really just let your eyes close here. Find that breath, continue inhale. Exhale. And just a few more like that. So as we continue to breathe, allowing the drama of outside life, outside of this short class, to just fall away. Giving yourself the gift of being present in your body and in your breath. Good, and we'll take just one more breath like that. Nice full inhalation. Just meet us when you're there. That breath. And exhale, full release. Beautiful, beautiful. So take your hands, interlace your fingers just like this, like a basket. Take the hands back behind the head. We're just gonna drop the chin into the chest. So we're just letting the hands weight the head down. Give yourself a neck stretch here. Open, close the jaw. Let the eyes get really soft here, sort of melty. Yeah, nice neck stretch. Good, you can even add just a little bit of pressure there with the hands down on the head. Really good. And then gently tilt your chin to the right. Light pressure down on the head. I say light, I really mean light. Gentle. And then over to the left, beautiful, over to the left. You can keep those eyes closed. You're welcome to keep opening and closing the jaw. Good, and just draw it all to neutral. Let that head draw up and then release the hands down. If you have any props underneath your seat, let's just set them off to the side. We're gonna sit in this cross-legged position here. So you're gonna take your right shin in front of your left shin. Try to keep the heel out from underneath of the shin. So if you tend to kind of stack like this, I want you to unstack and just let those shins be apart. So we're gonna walk the hands forward here, and I'm gonna scooch back my mat a little bit. So walk your hands forward, let yourself round in, walk it in, exhaling, nice, beautiful hip stretch here. Just find some easy breath. Good, and then a full breath, walk it over to the right here. So you're gonna get into this side body stretch, sink it down. As you sink down, let your left hip drop to the floor. Your head sinking down between your arms. Good, and we're gonna sweep it all the way over to the left. It's the same thing. So the heart sinks down and the head sinks down. Your right hip, the opposite side of where you're stretching, is gonna be sinking down, down, down. Good, and sweep it all the way back to center. I want you to drop your chin into your chest, round it all the way up to the top. And we're gonna take the left shin in front of the right, or whatever side you didn't do before, just switch. We're gonna repeat, so walk it forward. A little bit longer this time, maybe just a centimeter longer forward, and let yourself drop in. Good, walk it over to the right. If you need a little bit more here, you're not getting quite enough stretch underneath your left armpit, just walk your fingertips over just a little bit more to your right, sink it in. Good, and sweep it all the way over to the left. Giving yourself space to go just a touch deeper if it's not quite hitting. Good, and draw it all the way back into center. Chin slightly drops into the chest, roll it up, 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 really nice. And so what I want you to do here is I want you to extend your right leg long. So here we've got the left knee bent. We're just gonna snuggle the foot to the inside of that right thigh. And then if this feels good for you, stay here. If you have access, go ahead and bend your right knee. So you're gonna end up with this zigzag shape. So you wanna feel like you can sort of drop your right hip down. You're probably not gonna touch the floor with that right hip. That's fine. I don't even touch the floor with my right hip, and I'm pretty flexible. So those are your options. Leg extended or knee bent. And we're just gonna take the hands over to the left. So we're gonna be twisting the torso to the left, hands down. If you want, you could take a block or a book underneath of your hands here. We're just gonna start to round your spine back, and then inhale, open. And I always do fingertips here just so that I have a little bit more space. Open the chest, gaze lift, the eyes rise to the sky, and then exhale, round. So you're really feeling that tailbone draw down, and then when you inhale, the tailbone draws back and the heart opens. And last one like that, exhale, round. Inhale, open it up. Beautiful. And we're just gonna drop all the way back into center. Extend that right leg long if it's not already there. And we're gonna take the hands either side of that leg and fold it in. Fold over that leg, just a straightforward fold. The chin and the heart are dropping down, and then the toe and the knee are both pointing up towards the sky. You're welcome to just keep walking your hands further forward, or you can catch onto your foot or your leg anywhere you like. Just 2 more breaths. Good, and then we're gonna roll it all the way back up to sit nice and tall. Take your left hand to the outside of your right leg. So you're just going to the outside of that leg. We're gonna take this right hand, sweep it back behind you. So just so you can see what's going on here, you're gonna sweep that hand back behind you, just like this, right? So you're rotating to the right, your shoulder opens up, your palm is facing out, and then start to fold in towards your leg at the same time. So as you fold, your hand is gonna keep sliding down the leg. You might even catch the foot. Anywhere in the leg is fine. So give yourself a few more breaths here. Keep that left knee and left hip grounded down. The bent knee is grounding down. Good. It doesn't have to be a huge movement for it to be effective. Draw it all the way back in the center. And we're going to do that sequence on the opposite side, right? So let's extend the left leg long. And we're going to take the right foot in, snuggle it to the inside of that left thigh. You can stay here in the space. We're going to twist to the right. Or you can bend that left knee, so you've got the zigzag shape. We're gonna take the hands to the outside of the hip, outside of that thigh. Okay, so I'm doing fingertips in the floor, and we're gonna exhale, round it back. Inhale, open it up. Chest rise, exhale, round it back. So we're just doing 3 total. Inhale, open it up, beautiful. Exhale, round it back. So you see how my tailbone drops down when I do that? And inhale, you see how my tailbone draws up when I do that? Yeah, so full spinal movement. And that was the last one, so you're good. You're just gonna draw it back to a regular seated position like this with your spine upright. Extend your left leg long. Hands to either side of that left leg, fold it in. nice, draw it up. Okay, so we're gonna take our twist to the left here. So we're gonna start by taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg, hand to outside of leg, okay? And you're gonna take your left hand, you're gonna reach it back behind you, reach, reach, reach. And once again, I'll show you what this looks like from the side. Reach, reach, reach. So you're gonna feel your chest and shoulders open out, palm faces out, and then fold it in over the leg. That right hand is gonna keep sliding down the leg. Breathing. So focus more on the twist and then explore the forward fold. Keep breathing in the belly here, always breathing through the belly when we twist. Last breath. Really nice. And then draw it all the way back. We're gonna make our way to our tabletop here. So you can take your hands down on your mat and take your knees underneath of your shoulders. This would be the point where those of us with sensitive knees might take a blanket underneath of the knees. This is just a regular kind of house blanket that I have hanging around. It's just kind of a slightly more nubby texture. So hands underneath the shoulders, we're taking those cat-cows. Inhale, open it up through your chest. Exhale, round, round, round. It's kind of hard to see with this sweatshirt on, I know. But inhale, open it up. Exhale, round, round, round. Good, last one like that. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round, round, round. And I want you to find your first child's pose of this practice. So draw your knees apart. You can do this with the knees together, but I always like to guide through knees wider to get more hip opening. And walk your hands further forward. So reach it in or reach it forward. Forehead sinks down. And let yourself find that breath. So a couple of breaths, really lengthen through the side body and forward. Good, now we're gonna do another side body stretch, but I want you to walk your hands over, 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 sink it down. If your forehead doesn't touch the floor, this is a good note that you can take a block underneath the head or a book. Like I said before, we're doing our home practice here. We don't always have all the props, you know? You can always stack your fists underneath your head. Although, generally, it's a bit harder to get the side body bend with stacked fists. And then we're just gonna sweep it all the way to the opposite side. So I'm modeling what this looks like with the block, just like this. If you've got your knees in more of a wide stance, you're gonna get more opening through your hips. A few breaths. Good, and then just slide any blocks or props away if you happen to be using those. We're gonna take a thread the needle child's pose practice here. So for thread the needle child's pose, you're gonna wanna be somewhat centered on your mat. You're just gonna have your hands forward just like you were before, but just walk your hands back a little bit so you have some space under your arms. So we're gonna start by twisting to the left here to start. So we're gonna take the right hand, palm face up, slide it underneath of your left arm. So you're threading the needle here, reach, reach, reach as far as you can, and then sink onto the right shoulder, right side of the head. Good, and then I want you to take your left hand and just extend the palm forward, extend and walk those fingertips forward, really long reach there, and just keep on breathing. Make sure your hips are continuing to sink back, just like in child's pose. Should feel really good. Upper mid-spine twist. Nice hip stretch for us tight hip folks. Really nice. And then walk that hand back. I want you to press up, release that arm out from underneath of you. We're going to take the hand up to the sky and just reach it up. And you can start to take a couple of circles here. I love doing these really big circles. They feel so good through the shoulder girdle. You just reach around and keep it super slow, really, really slow. So you're opening up and then move in the opposite direction. Still breathing, just noticing if and when you're holding your breath and just bringing some ease back into that breath. We're just gonna sink that hand back down. So we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, right? So extend the hands forward, just like in child's pose. Make sure you're walking back a bit so you have some space underneath your arms. Left hand, palm face up, is gonna slide, slide, slide underneath of that right arm. Slide, 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 sink onto your shoulder side of head. Good, reach your right hand forward, extend and open, and breathe. Make sure your hips continue to sink back as in child's pose. Very nice. Good, walk your right hand back, press up, release the left hand out from underneath you, extend it up. We're gonna start to take those nice, big, slow, beautiful circles through the shoulder. Beautiful circles. And then move in the opposite direction. Opening up, oh yeah. One more, oh yeah. And then sink it all the way down. Very nice. So take your way back to your tabletop here. Slide any props up from underneath of you. If you're using that blanket, just slide it away. We're just going to take those hands again underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes, and I want you to press some weight back into your heels. Just give yourself a stretch through your feet here. For a lot of people, this is very intense, so I just want you to take your time with it. Make sure every single toe is underneath. And then we're going to go ahead and rise up, and this is a nice deep toe stretch here. So when you get to the top, I want you to notice if you're tucking your tailbone under like this, I just want you to let your glutes be nice and neutral. So try to avoid doing this tucking motion where your belly kind of, your low abs end up kind of pooching forward, and just allow those glutes straight back, okay? So then your spine can stack. Good, and then release it forward. Circle the feet, wiggle the toes. Good, and we're gonna move into a downward facing dog shape here. So a sort of modified one, but we're gonna tuck the toes again, and we're gonna start to press it back, press those heels back in space, and just cycle it out. So this is a short down dog, you see what I'm doing here. We're just gonna use it to cycle out. Let's take it a little bit wider, a wider down dog, cycle it out. Very nice, and then we're gonna walk those feet back together, and we're just going to transition forward. So walk your way in to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Let yourself round, round, round. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, round. Good, and we're going to inhale, sweep it all the way up to the top. Now I know my hands are going to go out of the frame here. That's okay, we're just going to sweep the hands down, and we're going to end up standing. Okay, we're just going to do a couple things standing here. So take your hands to your hips. Release those glutes. I kind of like to bend my knees because I often will tuck under without thinking about it. So just pressing your heels nice and long through your legs. Very nice. Take the hands to the hips, and we're going to take the left leg, and we're going to step it back into a high lunge. So we're just going to really slowly process this movement that we're about to do here. We're stepping back into a high lunge, nice and long to that back leg, front knee stacked over ankle. Good. And we're going to start to pour the weight forward, draw that knee in, just knee to knee. And then we're going to transition back to a warrior 3. So just extend it back. Good. Keep your right knee bent just a little bit for this one. And we're just going to tap that toe down and lift. Okay, 2 more times. Tap it down. Lift, tap it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Lift, just get those hips nice and stacked. Tap, lift, drop it down. Nice long lunge here, right? We're just gonna sweep those hands up. Again, my hands might go out of frame, who knows? Sweep the hands up, extend it up, 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 up. And just release those hands back to the hips. We're gonna pour that weight forward, draw the knee in, and just end up in this kind of low stance. So the knees are bent, your weight's back towards your heels, your glutes start to fire, hopefully. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, okay? So we're gonna start to lift that right leg, so the knees towards knees are together essentially, and then just step it back. So it's like a super slow motion runner's lunge. Okay, so your back heel's pointed up, your back leg is long, your front knee is knee stacked over ankle. Very nice. So we're just creating this shape and connecting with it. Then we're gonna pour the weight forward, draw that knee in. Good. And we're gonna extend it back super, super long. Good, warrior three. This is a modified warrior three essentially. Left knee is bent. Good, drop that toe down and lift. Good, drop it down and lift. When you lift, I want you to feel like you're pushing through mud. So lift with strength. Drop down, last one, and down. Go ahead and lift and draw that knee in. Drop the foot down. Again, we're gonna end up in this low stance. Instead of going into a chair pose, we're gonna swim the hands back behind the body, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep some elbow bend here. You can actually kind of see my elbow through this silly sweatshirt. Keep a little elbow bend. Open through your chest, sink it down a little bit lower. Good, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Hold here, just like you're squeezing a beach ball or an apple between your thighs. Drop your heels, fold forward. And then you can take a shoulder opener there. If that's not accessible to drop your hands down with this interlace here, you can just catch hold of opposite elbows, okay? And breathing. Let your head be heavy, you can nod it out. Good, take any variation here for your shoulders that feels good to you. This is just the ones I'm offering today. Release the hands down. Good, and I just want you to take opposite elbows and rock to the right and the left. Nod your head, shake out your spine. If you're tight through your hamstrings, you can always do any forward folds with some knee bend. Beautiful, and then just sink those hands down. We're just gonna bend the knees generously to get there. Sink the hands down, step it back. Very nice, you got this. So full plank movement. I'm the first to tell you that I'm not perfect at planks. They are very hard, especially if you're very hyper-flexible like me. So we're just gonna give ourselves one more breath here, and you're doing so great. And we're gonna sink those knees down, okay? So we're in a low plank. Then we're gonna sink the heart down all the way to the floor. Right, I'm gonna scooch back a little. So we're sinking all the way down to the floor. Chin or forehead is on the mat, and your hands are just underneath your shoulders. You're gonna take a few baby cobras here, and you'll roll it up. Hands underneath the shoulders. Good, lifting the chest, sink it down. Take a breath. Good. Inhale, rise it up, engage through your glutes to protect the low back. Beautiful, sink it down. Give yourself a breath. Inhale, roll it up. And exhale, sink it down. So we're gonna do a really fabulous juicy twist, one of my absolute favorites. This is like the crowning jewel of this practice here today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the arms forward, sort of like in Sphinx pose if you're familiar with that. And what we're gonna do, if I can remember how to do this correctly. Oh yes. We're gonna take that left hand out to the side. So it's like you're doing little gecko fingers on the floor here. And you're gonna take your right hand palm facing up, slide that arm over to the left, okay? We're rolling onto the shoulder and then bend your left knee. Okay, so take your time figuring that out. We're gonna roll and open that left arm. So I don't have a lot of space to my left here, so I'm just going to bend at my elbow like this. If you have plenty of space, lengthen your arm super long. Really nice twist. The bent knee is like your counterbalance, counterweight for your shoulder, for your torso. Breathing into the belly. You can always exhale through the mouth like I do when I'm teaching all the time. Make sure you breathe in through your nose. Last breath here. Really nice. So we're gonna unwind. We're gonna roll it all the way back. Extend your left knee long. Plant your hands forward. Just give yourself a little space here. So we're gonna move into the opposite side, but I'll just give you a moment to return. Okay, so same thing, opposite side, right? So we're gonna take that left arm like a kickstand in front, so the forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. I'm gonna scooch a little to the left, actually. Take your right hand out to the side, so your fingertips are on the floor. Fingertips are on the floor. The parallels of working with these singing bowls here. And we're gonna start to extend, flip the left palm, extend it over, bend your right knee, open it out. So on this side, I have tons of room to open my arm long, just like this. This is what it would look like. Okay, really nice Opening out to a T with the shoulders or the arms. Imagine there's a sandbag in that extended palm, weighting it down. Probably feel a super long stretch through the whole forearm into the fingertips. Not everybody does, but many, many people feel that. 1 or 2 more breaths here. Really nice. And then take that right hand. We're going to slowly unwind it by drawing it back, extend your right knee. Good. And we're just going to make our way back to a child's pose. So take your hands underneath your shoulders, press it back, find that child's pose. Few breaths there. Good. If you prefer to take a down dog here, this is your chance. Take 5 breaths. You do want to take one lovely little down-facing dog. Make sure that you've got a nice wide extended stance and you're pressing back through your heels and you're pressing your hands into the floor. So I hear a lot of yoga teachers say, pull the mat to you, and that's just not an accurate way to represent how down dog works. You want to press, 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 and extend and lengthen. Last breath. Good, and then sink it all the way down. If you're in child's pose, make your way to a tabletop. We're going to cross the ankles, roll it back over the ankles, and just extend the legs long. We're moving back to the back body to close our practice here. So I love to move back to the back body like this. Extend the hands forward, legs are long, and you're going to roll it back. So it's just like you're holding a beach ball between your palms. Roll it back, back, back. And then resting back here. So you can place any props underneath your head or knees that you'd like. Let's just close together by letting the heels walk apart from each other towards the edges of the mat. Take one hand on your heart, the other hand on your navel. I'm doing right hand on my heart, left hand on my navel. Close the eyes. You don't need to see the screen for this part. And just give yourself a few really nice, easy full breaths. We'll breathe together. Exhale completely. Inhale, nice full breath through the nose. Exhale, mouth. 2 more times like that. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Last one, inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Go ahead and rest here, infusing your body with gratitude for this practice you've given yourself today. The hardest part is just showing up. It really is. So just find that gratitude and sense of awe and wonder at yourself for this moment, this break you've given yourself today. And feel free to stay where you are. I'm going to sit up and just say thank you so much for participating in this class. Feel free to subscribe. I'd love it if you subscribe. Leave a comment telling me what you think, and I'll be back very soon with another practice. See you next time.